What's up, everybody? It is your boy Baddog here with another New York Giants video. Thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. Hit that like button. It helps out the video more than you know. New York Giants training camp starts here at the end of July. We're getting close to football. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Subscribe to this channel. Join me for the 2022 New York Giants season. You want to see some real raw emotion, passion, and rants? Well, this is your channel for that. I don't really know if you want to call this a rant. But I do want to comment on an article I read from a guy by the name of, what is his name? Jimmy Kempski from PhillyVoice staff. And I don't know who the hell PhillyVoice is, and I don't know who Jimmy Kempski is, but he's an Eagles fan. And obviously, this comes from the Philadelphia Eagles fan base, or whatever the hell you want to call these people, vloggers. I don't know, not vloggers. I guess this would be a blogger because it's not a video. But I want to go over a lot of the stuff that he talks about, the New York Giants, Eagle fans, Eagles. They always want to talk about the Giants. Cowboys fans want to talk about the Giants. Everybody wants to talk about the Giants all the time. Giants have been a terrible organization for 5 years. People still love to talk about the New York Giants. Anyway, let's go over some of the things that he talked about in this massive article. This was like a dissertation for getting a doctorate, but let's go over some of these things real quick. Going back to last year, he says the Giants are a laughingstock and their owner doesn't know what he's doing. Well, you know, then he goes on to say, if you think I'm not going to make fun of the 2021 Giants because they hired a new head coach and general manager, you're sorely mistaken. So he just loves making fun of the Giants. This, like I said, this must be, ran out of things to talk about with the Eagles. Ran out of trade rumors and everything else to talk about with the Eagles, so just decided to talk about the Giants. Week 1, Joe Judge sets the tone for what was to come in the 2021 season when he challenged a non-challengeable play. Well, I can't argue with that. Right? I mean, I went off on Joe Judge for that because that's the truth. It's complete and utter trash. I don't know what the hell Joe Judge was doing there. And week 2 in a primetime game Thursday, Washington missed a field goal at the end of regulation, giving the Giants a win. But oops, Dexter Lawrence jumped off sides. You remember that one too, don't we, Giants fans? Yeah, that was absolutely atrocious. What the hell were they doing? 2021 Giants were a train wreck. There's no doubt about it. Week 3. After the Falcons kicked the game-winning field goal, there was a loud bang in the hallway of the press box. Apparently, John Mara kicked over a couple of trash cans, which he did. It's the most emotion he's shown in years, right? Let's go even farther down here. Where are we? Week 14. Prior to home game, Cowboys and the Giants were 4-9 at the time. Announced fans would be treated a fan appreciation day. And how are they treated? Yeah, we all know about the medium sodas. The medium sodas for the New York Giants. Yeah, except for when fans try to get their medium soda, they were told that only the name of the season ticket holder could get soda. So if a season ticket holder, if a name was on it and he had 4 names on it, well, he got 1 Coke for 4 people. I hope they gave him extra straws. Week 17, there was a loss to the Bears in which the Giants had minus 10 yards passing, and Joe Judge came out with ain't some clown show organization, which we all know he got from me. Thank you, Joe. Thank you for giving me that shine. I appreciate you. And then in week 18, in his coup de grace against Washington, we ran back-to-back quarterback sneaks. Now, pretty much everything that this Mike what's his name? Mike Kempski, I'm sorry. I'm old. I forget. But Jimmy Kempski. My bad, Jimmy. Everything Jimmy says here about the 2021 season is true. It was pretty much just an absolute joke. But I'm going to tell you, so he's going to go on to 2022 and talk about why he also had a little joke here. Well, he has Philadelphia. The Eagles have a Philly special, like they have the play written up on a TV, on a shirt. And he said he has an idea for the Giants. It says room for the punt, because that's what Joe Judge said after running back-to-back sneaks. Room for the punt. Hard to argue. You know what makes me mad about this stuff? It's true. It pisses me off that this is true. All that's true. And that pisses me off. So let's go into 2021 and why he says the Giants are going to be a laughingstock in 2021. I don't know where number 1 is on here. Number 2, he says Brian Daboll, the best coaching candidate for the job. Daboll has been credited with help develop Josh Allen for uber raw talent, an elite quarterback prospect. Then he shows the Bills' offense under Daboll, 31st in 2018, 21st in 2019, 5th in 2020 and 10th in 2021. As you can see, there's tangible improvement. Part of the side has been the stable coaching staff that's been put in place in Buffalo. And then he goes on to show the 2009 Browns, the 2010 Browns. I mean, give me a break. We're talking 13 years ago. The Giants were actually good 13 years ago. When he's going back to 09, 2010, 2011, and 2012, or they're 24th for the Browns, 21st in 2010, 20th in 2011 for the Dolphins, and 31st for the 2012 Chiefs, showing his other when he was an offensive coordinator for those other four teams. Like I said, that's a decade ago. The Giants were good from 2009 to 2012. That's how long ago this was. Those four teams were combined 18-46. That has no bearing on 2022. That's not even close. You're really freaking reaching, Jimmy, when you go back to 2009, the 2009 Browns, to try to say Dable it doesn't have success or wasn't a successful offensive coordinator. And then he says, in many ways, Dable is like the two Giants' failed coaching hires. Ben McAdoo was Aaron Rodgers' coach, and Giants hired him as their offensive coordinator. Once in the building, he was reported as a young Andy Reid. Let's face it, Ben McAdoo was a terrible head coach. He was a damn good offensive coordinator. The 2 years he was the OC for the Giants, Eli Manning put up the best statistical numbers of his career. So obviously, let's give McAdoo credit where credit's due. He's a crappy head coach. Actually, the last time the Giants made the playoffs and were above 500, he was our head coach. So let's give him a little bit of credit. Shermer's biggest selling point to the Giants was that he coaxed a great season of journeyman Case Keenum. And also, let's give Pat Shermer some credit. Daniel Jones had the best year of his career under Pat Shermer. Now, Pat Shermer was a bad head coach, but let's give them some credit. Those guys did make good quarterbacks. Let's be real here. So then he goes on to talk about, he's number 3, the Giants don't have good players. The Giants haven't had a player make first-team All-Pro since 2016. The last 3 seasons, they've had 2 players make the Pro Bowl, Bradbury and Ingram. Neither one of them were there, and we all know Ingram didn't deserve to make the Pro Bowl anyway. That's absolutely ridiculous. And then Jordan Renan tweeted out on the 21st of June, looking at the state of the Giants roster, only 4 Pro Bowl selections combined from the 90 players. That's who's there now. Graham Gano, Barkley, Leonard Williams, and Kenny Galladay with 1 apiece. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's, yeah. So 4. Yeah, Graham Gano, I'm sorry. Graham Gano is one name. Graham Gano, Saquon Barkley, Leonard Williams, Kenny Galladay. Brady is a 15-time Pro Bowl selection. Then he goes on to say the Giants don't think of Daniel Jones. Don't think much of Daniel Jones anymore. It shows his first 4 games, he was 96 for 144. Last 7 games, 136 for 217. So his completion percentage dropped, and he shows these really bad interceptions that Daniel Jones threw, and I don't think anybody's going to disagree with that. 5, he says the wide receivers are underachievers. Kenny Galladay had 37 receptions last year. Kadarius Toney had 39. Shepard had 36. Nobody had more than 521 total yards. The Giants receivers as a bunch in 2021 had 180 receptions for 2,163 yards. There's no question about it. We all know the Giants offense struggled mightily last year. And then he says, how about the tight end? Anyone there to take the pressure off the receivers? And he always puts the laugh emojis. Pro Bowl tight end with a laugh emoji. Evan Ingram. I can't blame him for that. Number 7, the cornerback. There is no tight ends here. We have Daniel Bellinger, we have Ricky Seals-Jones, and Jordan Atkins. I mean, what are you going to do? The cornerbacks have very little experience. Well, after losing James Bradbury, obviously the Giants do have little cornerback experience, and this is something that Wake Martindale is going to have to coach up. Number 8, the Giants' offensive line still probably won't be good. He says the Giants fans are pumped, and he puts this in caps, italics, and bold print. I don't know any Giants fan that's absolutely pumped about the offensive line, pumped about the Evan Neal selection. I think that's a big key to getting the Giants' offensive line better. And yeah, I think their offensive line will be better. But he says Giants fans are pumped that their offensive line is finally fixed after the Giants added Evan Neal and Joshua Ezeudu in the draft, as well as John Feliciano, Mark Lewinsky, and free agents. Settle down, guys and gals. The line's better. Hard to get much worse, but it has a ways to go. It does. They got to prove it. PFF rated them 18th before the season started. I was pretty happy about that, to be honest with you there. And then number 9, he says, I guess I should mention Saquon Barkley. He says it sucks that Barkley will probably never be the same runner as he was as a rookie because he was so much fun to watch. I give him credit for that because that's a fact. He actually gave the Giants a compliment there. Number 10, he says there are so many other really bad teams. He says, why is this a bad thing for the Giants? And he says there's really only two acceptable outcomes. If somehow they're good, crying laugh emoji. Again, he loves the crying laugh emoji. If they're 3-14, they land the first or second overall pick in the 2023 draft. Those are two possible outcomes. He says there's also 5 current teams with 2 first-round picks in 2023. The Lions, Texans, Seahawks, Dolphins, and Eagles. All of them could be worse than the Giants. Maybe, well, probably not the Eagles. They're not going to be worse than the Giants. I can't imagine. I would love that if that happened, but I don't foresee that happening. Dolphins, I think, will probably be better than the Giants too, but Lions, Texans, and Seahawks could all be worse than the Giants. He says they're one of those teams could have a need for a quarterback next offseason. Will have maneuverability to trade up. So Jimmy Kempski, from the PhillyVoice staff, whatever the hell PhillyVoice is, and whoever the hell Jimmy Kempski is, really decided to, like I said, write a massive article on the Giants from last season and this year. As I said, Jimmy Kempski and crowd, the guys that Philly 500 and all these other Eagle content creators come out with all these videos every day. We're going to get this guy, and A.J. Brown's the best receiver in the league, and Jalen Hurts is going to be massive. He's going to be a top 5 quarterback because everybody says he looks great in OTAs. When, they wear a jersey, there's no coverage, there's no sacks, you can't hit the quarterback, you can't do anything. They better look good in OTAs. They better look good in training camp when you can't touch them and there's no blitzing and there's no defensive zone schemes and all this other stuff and you can't blindside a quarterback and drive him into the ground. You better be good. Why does this piss me off so much? Because it's real. Because as much as I hate this article by Jimmy Kempski, he's not lying in anything that he says. And that's what pisses me off. See, some Giants fans may not like the fact that I agree with what he's saying. And that's okay. You don't need to agree with me all the time. But I'm a real fan. See, I look at things from a reality perspective. We were trash last year. We have been trash for 5 years. We haven't been over 500 in 5 years. And what makes me mad is that a guy can write an article like this, or a Cowboys fan, or an Eagles fan, they can say whatever they want because it's true. We have nothing to come back with. Oh, you've won 1 Super Bowl. I mean, come on. You can't come out with, they won 1 Super Bowl. Catch up. Yeah, because the last time the Eagles won a Super Bowl, we haven't been over 500 since they won that Super Bowl. Cowboy fans want to say catch up. They got 5 Super Bowls ever. It doesn't matter if the Cowboys ever won a Super Bowl in 27 years or not. They've been a good team. They haven't been a great team. They've been a good team. They're in the playoffs. They're relevant. They're competitive. And they kick our ass every time they play us. Okay? So we really can't say anything to them. Washington fans ain't got much to say because Washington's pretty damn bad and they have a hard time beating us as it is. Last year they swept us, which I don't remember the last time that even happened. The Giants were so pathetic last year. I forgot that had even happened. Okay? I'll be honest. At the end of the year, I think Georgia could beat us. I've never said a college team could beat an NFL team, but I'd tell you what, the Bulldogs would have gave the Giants everything that they wanted. Maybe the Giants could have pulled that out. But with Jake Fromm starting at quarterback, I honestly think that the Georgia Bulldogs might have been able to pull one off against the Giants. It makes me mad because nothing's changed. You think about this. 2022, we can go with all this optimism that we want. Yeah, the offensive line looks to be better. Yeah, Daboll was able to make something out of Josh Allen. Well, Daniel Jones is not Josh Allen. And anybody being honest with themselves can look at the quarterback. I don't need to break down film. I don't need to be an analyst. I can look at the way the guy moves, plays, throws, the decisions he makes, the raw talent, the physical gifts that he has, and no, Daniel Jones does not possess that. So Daboll's job and Kafka's job is to find something that Daniel Jones can succeed at. That's what coaches do. Do not expect Daniel Jones to be Josh Allen. Daboll and Kafka are not going to expect him to be Josh Allen or Pat Mahomes. They have to get the best Daniel Jones that they can get. I talk about that in the gym all the time. I can't be Arnold Schwarzenegger. All I can do is be the best version of me. That's all you can do. And anything you do in life is be the best version of you. What Giants fans have to hope for is that Daniel Jones is the best version of Daniel Jones. The Daniel Jones, the flashes of brilliance that we saw his rookie season, we have to hope that Kafka and Daboll can get that out of him more often than not. That's what we have to hope for. We can't hope for him to be Josh Allen or Pat Mahomes. We have to hope that the flashes that he's shown, the game in New Orleans last year, the game against Washington in 2019, the game against Tampa in 2019, a lot of the good games, some of the good games Daniel Jones has had, we have to hope that that's more often than not this year. But going into 2022, there's a bunch of question marks. We still aren't a very good team. Do you really have confidence in this wide receiving core? Do you really have confidence in Kadarius Toney? We don't know what the hell he is. Can he stay healthy? Do you have confidence in Kenny Golladay? Can he stay healthy? Does he want to play 100%? He got paid. So is he like, is he going to dog it? Sterling Shepard's coming off an injury. I love Shep. I was so happy when we drafted him out of Oklahoma, but he has underachieved and he's constantly been injured. And yeah, what do we have for tight ends? Do you depend on Ricky Seals-Jones and Bellinger? Are these the guys that we're going to depend on? Is Saquon Barkley, who's our best offensive player, can he finally stay healthy? Can he be the guy or close to the guy that he was his rookie season? Can this offensive line improve? Can this offensive line be good enough to make the New York Giants a formidable offense? These are things that we have to hope for. Defensively, the secondary is a question mark. I think we know that. Losing James Bradbury definitely hurt. But Wink Martindale is going to have to do a lot of blitzing and a lot of things to try to alleviate the pressure on the secondary. And again, that's his job to do so. But the reason things like this make me mad is not because he's poking fun of the Giants. It's because the things he's saying about the Giants are fact. And that has agitated me for the last 5 years that we really don't have a foot to stand on when we want to punch back. Because we don't. The Giants have been bad. The Giants may be bad again this year. I'm hoping that they're not. I'm hoping that they surprise us and pull off something like the Cincinnati Bengals did last year. But I don't expect it until they prove to me that they're getting better, because we have been poor. We have not been above 500, like I said, since 2017, guys. This is our third head coach in that time. I'm not even counting Spagnuolo after McAdoo got fired in 2017. It's our third head coach. We're on a third GM. Right? We've had different quarterbacks in here, different running backs, different receivers, different linemen, different defensive linemen, different players for the last 5 years, and the results have been the same. The track record is not good for the Giants. It's time to change things, and hopefully this year that happens. Hopefully at the end of this year, Jimmy Kempski's article will be a really bad take, but it's hard to argue with what he says in that, in his article. Hopefully that's really bad. Hopefully that's a bad take, but it's hard to argue with it right now. So all I got in this video, guys. Thank you for listening to me rant. Appreciate it. Leave your comments down below. As always, thank you for watching. If you made it this far through 17 and a half minutes, you're a legend. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell. There'll be more Giants videos coming on this channel in the coming days, weeks, months, and of course, Giants season's right around the corner. And as bad as they may be this year, I can't wait for Giants football. I still love the team. I still bleed blue. I always will. I'm just hoping that things like this are not going to be said about us going into 2023. It's a bad diggity dizzle. I'm out. Peace.